Hello, I'm Jenna Galway, and this is a speech about how cancer has affected my life. Life isn't fair. This sucks. Everything is so hard. I have some news for you. That's life. Everything isn't always going to be easy. That's how life works. Things are going to go smoothly and everything's going to be great until it happens. Something will come into your life and change everything, whether you like it or not. It could be for the better or for the worst. In my case, it was the worst. I can't remember when it started. I was either too young or non-existent, but I know it happened too quickly. My father was diagnosed with liver cancer. I don't know the number of families who have been affected by cancer, but I do know that it's a lot when it shouldn't be. I don't know how old I was when I was told, and I'm not even sure if I knew what it was at the time. I'm pretty sure my mom or dad just told me something along the lines of, "Your father's very sick, but don't worry, the doctors are doing everything they can to help." And I believed them. I was 3 and wasn't really aware of a way that I could help, but I tried my best to make my dad smile. I remember this one day, my older sister and I were laying in my parents' room and with my dad, and we were watching SpongeBob. He really wanted a salad, so my sister offered for us to make him one. We went into the kitchen and laughed as she cut everything, and I decorated it with tomatoes and onions and ranch dressing. He loved it. It was one of the best days of my childhood. Granted, it's not over yet, but I know that I will never forget that day. A week or two after that, another it moment happened again. I wasn't really aware of what was happening, but I knew it was bad and that everyone was crying. There were many people in our house that day. I was sitting on my grandmother's lap for a long time, and during that time, all I could see was the blurred images of my father being pushed out of my house on a stretcher. My mother left the house in the ambulance. I stayed home with my grandmother and my siblings. My father was pronounced dead on August 10th, 2005, 4 days before my 4th birthday. He was 43 years old. 8 years later, my mom decided to move to Mountain Home, Arkansas, another life-changing moment for me. I didn't want to leave the only place I had ever known, and even now, I'm not too sure that I would ever want to go back. You should know that my father was cremated, along with my grandfather, who died with colon cancer some 6 years after my father passed. My grandma had my grandpa's ashes, and my mom had my dad's. Although I love my mom, I know that there is one thing that I could never forgive her for. She took my father's ashes, walked over to my grandma's house, and threw my dad's ashes all over the ground, and proceeded to scream profanities at her closed door. I was already crying and literally screamed in my brother's ear because it hurt to see my own mother do something so cruel. I didn't talk to my mom for a week. And even though that seems like it was forever ago, I know I will never forget what these experiences have brought me. They sucked, and I still wish that this didn't happen to me and my family. I don't want it to happen to anyone. I wouldn't wish this kind of pain to my worst enemies. The point is, something will come into your life, and it will change it. Whether that change is positive or negative is completely up to you. I wish you good luck for your it moment, whether it's happened or not.